Schaum B, the Blue Book, Lesson 7. Starting on page 42 with number 30, the Daily Comics. So we got this rhythm which you should be able to do now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put those accents on the first and middle beats of the bar. Accent, 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 accent. Alright, so with both hands. So there was another da capo al fine, another go back to the beginning and then go as far as the fine sign. I often say to students, don't worry about doing that. And you'll also find that in an exam, although the exam pieces on the syllabus, they'll often have repeat signs and DC al fine in them, actually you don't need to do them in the exam. So that's useful to know, because it's not obvious whether you're supposed to do them or not in the exam. Number 31. Putting salt on a bird's tail. So we've got chromatic passages. With chromatic, in other words, moving in semitones or half steps, the rule which everything else flows from is that you put your middle finger on the black notes. They're normally thumb on the white note, but sometimes a 2 if you're then going to another white note. And make sure you get the pedal right in this as well. Off and on just after the new note. Hang on, let's get this right. When the pedal comes in, when you're into the third bar of each line, make sure the pedal doesn't come on too early, because as I've said before, you'll catch notes from the previous bar. And remember to make the melody sing out over the accompaniment. Right, it's the last one in the book. Well done if you've got to here. That's a really big achievement, because I think this book, the B book, is the most important in many ways, because it's a transition to being a fairly competent piano player, you know, somebody who can play a range of pieces in different time signatures with flats and sharps, staccatos, legato, expression. So there's not, and pedal of course, there's not so many new skills to learn in a sense when you get to the C book, the purple book. You just start building your repertoire and playing, well, more interesting, nicer pieces, I guess, in many ways. And you can also start to branch out into other music. So I don't know if I'll necessarily do lessons online for any more of the Schaum books. I think that possibly they're most important up to this point, and also with a dozen a day, I've done the first 3 books as well, just playing through them. So in terms of what I can give and what's going to set you on your path to piano playing, if you've done these 3 Schaum books especially, but as a bonus the 3 dozen a day as well, that's such a good basis for you to move forward and branch out into whatever kind of music you want to play. Number 32, on the Levee. And let's not forget the quiz, finally. Schaum Piano Quiz number 2. Question 1. When I see this sign, F, I will play loud, forte. Number 2. If there are 2 sharps in the key signature, they are F sharp and C sharp. Fish and chips. If there were 3, F, C, G, fish, chips and gravy. Some people say that to remember it. Number 3, the term that means go back to the beginning and play to the end. Da capo al fine. 4, in 4/4 time, the note that gets 1 count looks like this, crotchet or quarter note, blob with a stem. In 6/8, the note that gets 1 count looks like this. It's like a quaver or 8th note, so it's a blob with a stem and a tail, because it refers to the 8 in the 6/8. Remember, a count in Britain we call it a beat. Number 6, draw 2 16th notes. Well, they're semi-quavers, so it's like 2 blobs, each with a stem, and then the stems are joined together by 2 lines, and I can't remember off the top of my head what you call them. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. Number 7, the curved line is called a tie, so it makes the 2 notes into 1 long note. Number 8, draw a rest that gets 1 count in 3/4 time. Because it says 4 at the bottom, it's a crotchet rest or quarter note rest. That's the squiggly rest. Number 9, draw a note that gets 2 counts in 2/4 time. The counts are 4 quarter notes or crotchets. The 2 counts are going to be a minim rest. That's the sort of block that sits on the line. Whereas if it was a full bar rest, it would be the block hanging off the line. Well, a lot of drawing in this. Not so easy to describe in words. Number 10, in 3/8 time I will count what to each measure. Measure in Britain we call it a bar. I will count 3 quavers or 3 eighth notes to each measure. Number 11, when you rearrange letters of a chord, it's called an inversion. Number 12, another name for the spider dance is tarantella. 13, this sign is a peddling mark. I don't know if there's a more technical term, but I call it peddling mark. 14, the composer who wrote Strange Lands was, I'm not totally sure, Schumann. Okay, yeah. The Schumann I got confused with earlier. But Strangeland is very song-like, so I think you can see my point from earlier that Schumann wrote songs, I guess. Number 15. If there are two flats in the signature of a piece, they are B flat and E flat. I don't have a fish and chips type thing for this, but I can say when you've got four flats, they are B, E, A and D, which spells bead. So that can help you remember flats. 16. These signs are called repeat signs. 17. Another name for the end of a piece is fine, I guess. 18. The curved line is called a slur or phrase mark. 19. LH in music stands for left hand. And 20. What do we emphasize? What do we emphasize in a piece? Melody or accompaniment? We emphasize the melody, because that's the tune, that's what sings out over the accompaniment, which provides harmony and rhythm. This really is the end now. Certificate of promotion. This announces that you have successfully completed this book, and I've completed the teaching of this book. Sorry, it was a bit of a rush. I've just done all these lessons for the B book back to back. I really wanted to get them done today or this evening. It's like Friday evening now, but I'm off on my Christmas. Well, I'm teaching over the weekend, then I'm off on my Christmas break. So I had to do it now, or it wouldn't get done for a long time. So I don't know if I'll do lessons for any more books after this. This was just kind of experimental. But we'll see how it goes. I'll hopefully do more stuff on this channel. But I wanted at least to give a good basis for people who look at my videos online, who maybe don't have a teacher. And if you got this far, it does give you that basis. I'm just thinking now, if I do more lessons online, they might be, I guess they might be more of a variety. They might be more playing by ear or bits and pieces of songs and things. Just a variety, like I do a variety in lessons, but just branching out. Like with me, I don't actually play a huge amount of classical music, really. I tend to be more into various types of music that I'd maybe listen to, the styles of music that I'd listen to, and then playing by ear and improvising and making up my own stuff. So I guess from this point on I might teach more the things that I'm particularly interested in, and maybe linking to I don't know, the kind of music that I've played on my main piano channel, or any other new channels that I'm doing. I'm not totally sure, but we'll see. So I hope you found this useful, and till the next time.